Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another interesting knife review slash knife overview to show you guys. This is the Kansept Hazard with what they call the Ballylock. This was designed by Stephen Dunnock. I hope I said that correctly. But the idea here is that people who are proficient or at least more familiar with balisongs than me, you can kind of whip this thing around and do some cool, fun tricks with it. I think that's neat. I've never seen a lock like this before at all. I think it's wild, and it's really fun that people are still coming up with new locking systems for knives, or just new mechanisms. I think a lot of people will look at this and be like, why, even if it makes it harder to do the normal knife stuff, why? It's like, I feel like anymore you just have to try really hard to be in that mindset. Sometimes things are just not going to be made for certain groups of people, right? A knife is meant to cut, sure, but we have this enormous, gigantic, super loud universe of wild and crazy, ridiculous locking systems and blade shapes and all of this stuff that a massive, massive community of people has been supporting for decades. It simply does exist. There is demand for it. There are people out there who like this stuff. I think my channel is clearly proof of that. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. But for some people, it is definitely for them. And what's really cool is, despite this being titanium and also being made out of S35VN, which I think there we can see it right there, just really small print. This is a $160 knife. It's kind of neat. It does have its drawbacks, and we're going to talk about it, but I can't really be mad at it at that price, even without knowing how to do the cool tricks and stuff. Like I have no idea, but some people do, and the price is just really good. So I'll have this link down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to Kansept for sending it in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Follow me on Instagram, and make sure your notifications for my YouTube channel are turned on. Okay, let me get through specs really quick so I can say what I want to say about this. The size of the Hazard is coming in at 8 inches. Blade length is coming in at 3.65. Cutting edge is coming in at about 3 1/8. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Any custom scales in this section can be found down in the description under Original Goat and Others. So up against the 8010 and my own Excalibur, you can see here this is definitely a full-size knife. It's a little bit shorter than these other knives, but not by much. It has that full-size look and feel. Let's go ahead and put it up against the Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3. And finally, let's put it up against the Benchmade Group Tillionaire, in this case, the Ritter Hogue and the Hogue Deca. How's the action on this guy? Well, it will vary greatly. For people who like swinging blades and things like that, I think that your experience with this and your joy and your confidence with it might be a lot better than mine. When I go to open this, the whole thing makes me nervous, right? That doesn't mean that this is bad. I'm not proficient with systems like this or balisongs or anything in that general territory. So for me, it's more of a, I don't want to feel like I'm going to drop it because you have two different things on pivots here. And it's kind of neat though. Like, I've been tempted to play around with it for a bit. Even though my hands here are always positioned behind the blade, I keep feeling like I'm going to cut myself with it, even though as long as I'm holding on to this part and keeping my hand on this side of the blade, it's not going to, right? So, I don't know, like, it's very smooth, and I just don't know how to do the cool tricks. But even if you're just like me, you could totally just open it up like this and use it, right? So, yeah, the action feels good, depending on who you are and how much effort you want to put into figuring out how to open this thing proficiently and, with speed and finesse. You'll either like it or gradually like it, or you absolutely will not like it at all, right? So, not for everybody. Let's go ahead and do carry profile. Thickness up against the Spyderco Para 3. It's a little bit thicker than the Para 3. Length and height up against the PM2 and the Para 3. Pretty, like, knife-sized knife. It has a little bit of a strange pocket clip that kind of reminds me of the first clip on Excalibur. By the way, if you didn't know, this was the bad clip. I keep bringing this up because people are just not aware. This was the old bad clip, and the new clip is the one that's on the current Excaliburs. But it kind of makes me think of that. It's short and stiff and kind of squared off. But the benefit of this knife is that that's not where the relief cut is, so it can still go in and out of your pocket. But as far as being able to put it in your pocket, it's a pretty like full-size knife-sized knife. The way that had to come out. It's very similar to other full-size knives, right? It's not too big, but it's not a small knife, right? S35VN and titanium. Let's go ahead and weigh it here. The weight on this guy is coming in at 5.1 ounces. So a little chunky, not too bad. Let's do a hardware check. I'm going to get out my tools as per usual. My tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel. We have a T, it might actually even be a T10. So the body screws are definitely T8. I wonder if that pivot is just bigger. Yeah. T10 for the pivot, T8 for the body screws, and yes, you can remove this from the little centerpiece right here if you want to. And you can also remove it from the frame, which is something you'll have to do if you take it apart. You don't have to take these pieces off if you don't want to, but yeah, really pretty simple construction. As long as you have the right tools for the job, you should be good to go. And I think, yeah, the pocket clip screws are also T8. So there you go. Blade stock thickness, that's the last thing we need to do here before we can move on into the meat and potatoes. Blade stock thickness is coming in at 116 thousandths. There you go. Okay, meat and potatoes time. It's actually pretty darn ergonomic. In this grip, feels really good, and choked up, it feels really good. Kind of feel like I wanted some jimping here. I do like the copper wash option. I think this just looks good. I love that you have this option. You don't have to go with this one, but it looks good. So the big draw here is that it has a locking system that's a little bit weird and allows you to do fun and cool tricks, right? As we've said many times. If you are not interested in that element, there is not much else here. It's fine. This locking system, as I've demonstrated in my unboxing, is not strong enough to withstand even light spine impacts. Was it designed to do that? I doubt it. I doubt it. If I were the designer, my immediate argument would be I didn't design it for strength, right? And I think that's fair. And also, while you're gripping this knife, it's very unlikely that the back of it is going to have such an impact that it's going to disengage and overcome the strength of your grip. But it's possible. It definitely is. Because this is so... The way that it's shaped, it's got a very classic knife profile, right? That sort of modern tactical knife profile. It's very, very ergonomic. It's very comfortable in a choked up position. It kind of has this look of something that it makes me want to go use it. It's a really comfortable profile. It's a profile I've seen before many, many times, but it's very comfortable. This locking system, it's neat, it's fun, it's fidgety. Some people will, go out and use this. And I think in some situations, the locking system might not be enough to save you from an unintentional trip to the hospital for stitches. I think that this system does need to have it's serious mode engage time. You need to have something right here that clicks into place and holds this thing down. And then when you're sitting on the couch watching Ted Lasso or whatever you want to watch, and you just want to flip it around and do some fun stuff with it, then you just disengage the safety. But there needs to be we're in place and then engaged so that this cannot come out while you're using it. I worry that, if this was shaped like some sort of absolutely ridiculous object, like the Mundus Alchem, that's not a knife that's shaped in a way that most normal, logical people would go, I'm going to go use this. No, it's not. It's clearly meant to be an aesthetic spectacle, right? This has a shape that suggests, hey, take me out and use me for knife stuff, which I think it'll be fine for. As soon as you get into a situation, though, if that blade gets wedged somewhere, it doesn't take much. It takes essentially nothing, right? Now, if this took 2 or 3 good whacks and then it came undone, well, okay, that's one thing. This takes one light whack, okay? And again, the designer would probably say, I didn't design it for strength. I just designed it to be a fun thing to manipulate. And he did accomplish that. But you're selling this to selling this to a community of people where some of them will absolutely take it out and use it. And I just worry about And I think it'll be great for that. Honestly, the blade profile, it all looks and feels really good. Wish there's some chimping here, but I think that this needs some additional feature. I think you need to do a version 2, and that needs, it's kind of like, the Riot EXO. I remember that. I was like, that's so cool. Oh my God, it needs a lock. I mean, immediately, that was the first, the Riot EXO, the first one, I still have an OG. No lock on it. It just flops open. I also thought this needs a pocket clip, right? Well, once they put the pocket clip on it and they gave it a little lock and they made a medium-sized one, it became this like really awesome EDC knife. And this needs some type of sliding lock that will engage, just like it's like a switch with a detent and there's a peg that goes in here, and you can just turn it on, it doesn't need to be like Hulk strength, vault door. It just needs to hold this in place so that it doesn't pop out. And then I think you have a really interesting knife. Not a knife that, it's not a system that anybody needs, but it does the trick and then can also be used for, whatever everybody's typical reasonable knife stuff is, right? That's how I feel about that. I also think that this probably should have had like a basic popsicle stick style clip, because the locking system could be easily manipulated by left or right-handed people given the position of it. So a simple clip with another mounting position on the other side, a symmetrical clip, I think that probably would have been better. But, it won't surprise me if this is just version 1, like maybe he's got plenty of plans to do version 2. We got a little stop pin up here. And by the way, when it's locked out, it's completely and totally solid. No blade play, up, down, left to right. This is just a little, it's like a little detent bump right here that just sort of slips into place right there. That's it. And then you release it and the blade releases. There's no pivot lash. Incredibly smooth. Incredibly smooth. And then obviously there's no detent in this position either, because it has to, like, this is the detent. This is what holds this in place, right? It goes underneath that lock face on the back of the knife. You can overcome this, by the way. Like if I want to just open it, it will. And this is another thing where this didn't happen to me. Like this never opened in my pocket. But the amount of force it takes is not very much, right? So it didn't happen to me, and I think it won't happen to most people, but it could happen to somebody. Just carrying this knife. The other thing is, in your pocket with this up against the back seam, that means this is exposed to anything else that's in your pocket, which could be nothing. But if it is, it just, I don't know, it doesn't take much. So I think for both the closed, I think it's less likely that there's closed position danger. But also for the reason of just closed position safety, I think that safety is double meaningful, right? I really think that is something that absolutely needs to be there. Outside of that, though, I mean, the fit and finish on the thing is really good. It's a concept. They do a really good job. I think we're centered up. I might actually, maybe it is slightly off center. I wonder if that was me that did that. Let's find out if we can give the pivot a little bit of a crank here and if it goes back to center. Usually Kansept knives are centered, and I get a lot of Kansept knives, but perhaps not. Does the other side do too? This is a little bit off center, just a little bit. The other one I have is dead center. That's the one that we showed off actually we showed both of these off in the unboxing. This one's off just a little bit. I could probably adjust the body screws and things like that. Usually your Kansept knives are centered, so I don't know that I'd really worry too much about that. If you just want something that's kind of fun and off the beaten path, for what this is, titanium and S35VN, man, $159, pretty fair deal, right? There's safety concerns. We definitely need a version 2 with something that holds this lock in place. It's a neat idea, though, and I'm glad he went there and did this. I'm glad that he went out of his way to make something that we had never seen before. Even though, it can be improved upon. Like, that's how all great things start, right? I'm not saying that some version of this locking system will become the next big thing, but I'm saying it's neat because we like to see new things. We like to see weird and wild and crazy things. I've never seen anything like this before, so I thought this was pretty cool. I just, safety stuff needs to be addressed. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Thanks again to Kansept for sending this in. I don't know where my card went. It's gone. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.